After 10 long years, Ross Ulbricht is finally free. President Donald Trump officially pardoned Ross as he joined his family yesterday. That was one campaign promise he made and has kept. What's the next campaign promise he made? We'll talk about that. And when's that going to come in? Also, we'll talk a little bit about what Wall Street's been doing with Bitcoin, what Larry Fink thinks Bitcoin's price will get to. We finally got a price prediction out of the guy. We're also going to talk some Hedera. We're going to talk some Casper. We're going to talk some Avalanche. We're going to talk some Cardano. And AI is back up. We just shared, before the show, we were a little late today. Well, we're a little late usually, but there's a lot going on here. But today, it was my fault. Why? Because I had to share a last-minute alpha call for our Patreon members in Discord. And so if you're in Discord and you're a Patreon member, go check it out at some point. We have that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto.
It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content where we take old, boring, stale information, repackage that whole thing up in a fun, sexy way. Well, we have yet to see Donald Trump speak about crypto, Bitcoin, but he did speak about his meme coin.
Just stop, dude. Can we give this man some love for 10 years? This man's been in jail. So if you're not familiar, this is Ross Ulbricht. He was the founder of Silk Road. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 40 years. Not because he sold drugs, but because he created the marketplace, and then it eventually turned into a drug haven that he had nothing to do with, but because he was the one who created it. Kind of like the Tornado Cash guy, right? Kind of like the Tornado Cash guy who just created a protocol. People decided to use it to launder money, and now he's held liable. Same thing. Now, the important thing here, obviously, Ross is free, 10 years, welcome home. I don't know if maybe he's watching the show, who knows? But I think the important thing here also is a lot of people were wondering, Donald Trump made a lot of promises to the crypto community. Is he going to fulfill them? There is one. What's the next one? Is it a strategic Bitcoin reserve? What are your thoughts? Robin, what would you like to say to Ross watching? Or what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, welcome back, man. I mean, if you don't think that's an injustice to put somebody in jail or in prison for life, double life, plus 40 years, like for a non-violent crime, for a crime that literally doesn't involve any harm to anyone. Now, people did illegal crap on your website, sure. It'd be like locking up the guy that started Craigslist because somebody sold illegal pit bull puppies on there. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, there was no papers for that, and we know there's no pit bulls allowed in the city, and people are trading pit bulls on there, and well,
it's like someone suing Toyota because some guy drove his truck through a group of people. Like, they made the car for people to drive with. If you use it for bad intention, then you can say that with anything.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's interesting. Like, now, could he have shut down certain accounts? I guess that's where they were like, hey, you could have moderated this, right? You could have censored it. You could have went against what you built here instead of having a free place where people can transact without fear of government kind of intervening. That the whole premise of decentralization scares governments, and that's why Bitcoin initially scared governments, because they couldn't control it.
It's all about control.
And then at some point they realized, like, well, control or not control, it's going to keep growing. So we got to get behind it. And that's what happened to Bitcoin. And well, you know what? They did lock our boy up there. So yeah, I'm glad to see he's out, man. And glad to see, because I was at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. And, we were expecting a speech on Bitcoin. We were expecting a speech on America's strategic reserve. A lot of this was already kind of in the rumor mill. What kind of got me off guard was when he took the stage and was like, day one, I am going to give a full pardon to Ross Ulbricht. And then I was like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, you know what I mean? It was very surprising. And so,
it's nice to see, typically politicians just give us lip service, right? They make promises on the campaign trail. They want your vote. They want your money. And then when they get in office, well, guess what? They just shit on you. It's nice to see a politician. I don't even know if I call Donald Trump a politician, but it's nice to see him really fulfill and stick to his word of what he was going to do. And so I know there was a lot of conversation yesterday in our chat, on Twitter, on other social media platforms. It's day one. Nothing's happened. He hasn't even freed Ross yet. Day two, officially, yesterday. And he fulfilled that promise. So shout out to Trump. Thank you for keeping your promise. Really, really appreciate it. Goes a long way, you know. And so what's next, Rob? Are we going to get a executive order telling the what is it, the Treasury or the marshals that are in charge of selling the seized Bitcoin that hey, executive order, you are not allowed to sell any Bitcoin that the U.S. currently holds. What do you foresee there? What do you think his next order of what he's going to do in regard to crypto or Bitcoin is going to be? You think it's going to be telling the SEC to roll back SOB 121? You think it's going to be? I mean, I don't know. What do you? I mean, obviously we're speculating here, but you know,
I don't think that you're going to see executive order policy come out. I think that's what you're referencing. Hey, U.S. is going to do this. U.S. is going to do this. In my opinion, what we'll probably see first is the creation of the was it panel or board or
crypto advisory board?
Crypto advisory board. I think that or to Brian Armstrong was in Davos. He was doing a interview, and he came out and said, "Hey, we're expecting Donald Trump to come out and give guidance to give guidance to all of the branches to prioritize crypto." And so I think that's probably what we'll see first. Let's be honest. It's not the president's position to, put the direction on crypto regulation, right? It'd be like, Donald Trump signing an executive order for the banks to do X, Y, and Z. Like, he's probably going to talk to Treasury. He's also going to talk to the Fed. He's going to talk to cabinet members, an advisory board, the banking committee. Those are going to be the people that he leverages, and he can leverage those people through executive order. He can say, hey, over the next 90 days, I want to prioritize X, Y, and Z through these committees. And so I think that's what we see first. Now, I know everyone wants a big splash and Donald Trump's going to do this, X, Y, Z, and just realistically, I think we're going to get more of a subtle approach to it. Did you see his interview yesterday?
Trump?
Yeah.
Which one?
So he did one at the Freddie Roosevelt room.
Freddie?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Who's Freddie Roosevelt? Might have had a brother and uncle.
Teddy.
Teddy, forget about it. Huh? Anyways,
yes.
No, I did not see that. What was he
the
talking
Spaghetti Roosevelt. All right,
Are you talking about the one with the AI?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I did.
Yeah, so there, they had the AI announcement. So I'm watching and I was like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see Donald Trump do a press conference on AI and talk about data centers, the power consumption, the money allotted for AI. Wouldn't be surprised to have him lump crypto in there, right? So I was sitting there like, come on, baby. And then no mention on crypto, of course. But during the questions, a reporter asked him, like, hey, what do you think about enriching yourself here with your latest venture? Which basically said, hey, you launched a meme coin. What's up with that? Like, that's pretty much what a reporter asked him. Which then he proceeded to say, I don't know much about it. But I heard it's doing pretty good. He said, what's the price of it? He said, I don't know. How much money have I made off of it? He said, in the billions. And then Donald Trump then says, well, those guys, billions that's not much. These guys make a lot more than that.
I cut it off from I was watching live and I filmed it and I made a little clip on Twitter. So I just clipped that part right there.
Yeah, man. And so basically he said he doesn't know much about his own meme coin and that the billions of dollars pales in comparison to the big companies that are standing with him.
If you guys, I'll just add one thing. If you guys are waiting for him to like say something about it or or talk about it. He's not going to. It's literally against the law for a president to use his likeness to enrich himself, and that would be doing that if he talks about the meme coin.
Well, that's literally what the reporter asked him, and then he proceeded to say he doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, the reason
the thing is like you can say like, hey, I got companies, like, but don't say like I don't know anything about the Trump hotels, like, you know what I mean? Like it's already launched, bro.
The reason I stepped in and said that is because a lot of people are like, well, he's not recognizing it. It's not, guys. He's the president. He can't sit here and say, yeah, my meme coin is live. Go buy it.
But that's the funny part. That's the funny part. Is that
how much is it?
No. The funny part is that he said he doesn't know anything about it, and then within 4 or 5 minutes of the press conference being over, he tweeted, "Go buy my meme."
No way! I didn't see that part.
He did.
He tweeted, "Go buy my meme coin."
Maybe not those exact words.
No, he reposted his old.
You gotta.
That said, the meme coin is live. Go buy it. Like, I don't know what else you need to.
Oh yeah. He reposted his own post. That's interesting.
Oh wow!
So he stands in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
Says, I don't know anything about it. Closes the press conference door and tweets, go buy it.
I don't know anything about it. Go buy it.
The interesting thing about all of this is that if you look at his price here, so this was yesterday. So this was when the press conference went live. It was at right around 2:00. Anyways, our time. And as soon as he said he doesn't know anything about it, when they asked him about it, it went from $47 down to $38. So it lost like 30% in the matter of just like one comment. And then the funny thing is another 10 minutes later, when the press conference was over, he tweeted, "Go buy it," and it bounced back up to $43.
Our space is so sentimental, bro. God.
And I mean, in all seriousness, if you can sit here and ask a reporter, how much is my meme coin at right now on market cap? That's literally what he said. He looked at the reporter, said, "Hey, you asking me questions about my meme coin. Where's the market cap at, bro? Where's the market cap?" Closes the door, retweets, "Go buy it," and then stay silent on Bitcoin in his policy. I know it's coming. I don't think that he is, pretending to be a, progressive, forward-thinking Bitcoin. It's coming, but it's just, it's humorous how he's got no problem coming out here and, launching bullets on his own meme coin.
What the hell?
And so, you having fun over there?
No.
Yeah. But, so, it's just funny, man. It's like he's got no problem launching 2 meme coins right before he gets in office. Like he's scrambling to get those out. But then he gets in office and he's not scrambling to get progressive crypto regulation, right?
Melania with it.
My man's just looking out for himself. I mean, you can't be mad at him, I guess, but at the end of the day,
what are you talking about? The guy pardoned the guy, Ross. How is that he's not doing anything for crypto?
He's doing a lot for himself through crypto. He had no problem at all making money off of crypto the second he was about to get in office. That he had no problem, right? He had to wait for the SEC chair to resign, so that way there was almost no chance of legal action. He had to do it right before he got in office because, well, you can't be prosecuted when you're sitting president. And so when you're a president, you can be impeached. Outside of that, you can't be prosecuted. So we've already impeached Donald Trump twice, but that didn't really work. So anyways, we already know, hey, I'm about to get in office. So let's, what do we got? 48 hours, 30, 24 hours. Okay, launch the meme coins. And then he gets in office. And then now he's like, oh, yeah, crypto. We'll get to it.
It's been 2 days. It's literally been 2 days.
But what I'm saying is that the 2 days that he was getting ready to get into office, all the things he had to do, all the stacks of executive orders he had to prepare, all the stuff he had to do, he made sure he got his meme coins launched in time. That was the top priority, right?
You sound salty, bro.
Am I wrong? Okay, let me ask. Does the timing...
What's your point? What is your point here? I don't understand. Your point is you think he's LARPing?
Yeah, LARP, whatever new trend word you want to use. LARPing, grifter, sleazeball, snake oil. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, bro.
So
am I pissed? Yeah. Okay, first of all, you drain liquidity out of other real projects and other fake projects as well. But, let's not pretend like all that money just got, like people just sold their Bitcoin hodl position to go buy its meme coin. I know that didn't happen. But at the same time, he just absorbed a lot of money, a lot of liquidity out of our markets to go into his meme coins. Now, if you were to add the two meme coins together,
called the free market, my friend.
Oh yeah, and he got his slice of the pie, and it's just fine. You want to come in here and dip in our liquidity pool, then at least show us some love, man.
He did. He freed Ross, and he's about to create a strategic reserve. What else do you want?
More.
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 I don't know.
And his company is buying
Ross
his
is good, but I mean, like, that's not advancing our space
It's
forward.
a campaign promise that he made. And he kept. And what other campaign promises did he make? Made in crypto USA is not taxable. Okay. Bitcoin.
I don't know. I don't know if that's, I honestly, I do not know if that's coming. I know you're real bullish on that. I didn't hear anything about that at Nashville. I know that was something he talked about later. I don't know how you would not tax US-based cryptos only. I mean, a lot of them have headquarters here, but they have offices overseas. I mean, like, look at Cardano, IOHK, input, output, Hong Kong. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
now it's IOG.
And so I don't think that's going to happen. In my opinion, if you were to ask me, like, are we going to have made in America crypto tax exemption? Answer is no. Now, would it surprise me? Would I be floored if we ended up going that direction? Okay, sure. Yeah. Why not? I just say that, like, I am skeptical, man. And you know what? Like, you can sit here and be like, well, he promised it. And you know what? And then I'm beyond thrilled that Donald Trump got in office. Believe me, the opposite would have led us down this weird. Not even going to go in that down route, but I'm happy he's in office. But to blindly assume he's going to fulfill his campaign promises, I don't know. He campaigned when he won the first time. He was drain the swamp. He didn't drain the swamp. All those damn politicians are still there. I mean, he didn't bring in anybody that was outside the political circle the first time around. He said he's going to build a wall, and he started, but then that didn't get fulfilled. And I'm just saying that, like, I know the guy probably meant it when he said it, but at the end of the day, you sit down, and you're like, all right, let's get this framework done, and then all of a sudden, J.P. Morgan's sitting over there, J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they're all at the table. They're like,
they're all in
Mr. Trump, we do agree that is a very progressive crypto stance, but do you want to hurt the American dollar? Do you want to bring down our economy? Well, if you structure the bill that way, I'm just saying, like, my man's a businessman, and he's going to enrich himself, and he's going to enrich his companies. He's going to enrich his friends as well, and powerful leaders, and the banks control a lot, man. And I'm sorry if you blindly assume, if you think I'm going to blindly assume that Donald Trump is just going to say F the whole system and just go YOLO, just everything pro crypto. I don't know, man. A pardon's easy for him, bro. Changing the banking industry and infrastructure, that's a different game, bro.
Okay. Yep. Look at what he's done and stuff.
Yeah, he's launched 2 meme coins.
Anyways, we know Robin didn't get in the meme coin. But those of you that did, congrats to you. Do you think it's a good pickup at $38?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Just got listed on Coinbase.
Congrats. Can we get a round of applause for the Donald Trump official meme coin?
I don't think this time you're gonna get it. I'm with Dave this time. I think the coin is gonna stay there for a long time.
Rocco, was that your comment? Melania with everything.
But the hat, yeah,
But-
that was mine.
Melania with nothing but hat.
Yes, because somebody say Melania with hat, so I think probably it's better without.
A lot of memes about her looking like a Mortal Kombat character. You know? What's that guy's name? Kung Lao with the hat?
Kung Lao?
Was that his name? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
I do. I play video. I know more about
He
video
does.
games. It's not Kung Lao. First of all, it's Barack.
No, it's
Or-
not Barack.
They was
Oh
the
my God.
president.
It's Kung Lao. It's Kung Lao with the guy with the razor hat that throws it and slices people in half, right?
That's
But that's
Raiden.
007.
That's not Raiden. Oh my God, Raiden is the lightning guy.
Yeah, and he has the hat. And he
Yeah,
wears
but
the hat.
it's not a weapon.
Okay.
Go ahead, prove me right. All right, moving on while Robin searches Mortal Kombat characters. We have this. It's not Raiden, it's Kung Lao. Court lifts the OFAC sanction.
Oh, yeah, it is Kung Lao.
It's
yeah,
Kung Lao,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So court lifts OFAC sanctions on Tornado Cash, marking a major win for crypto privacy advocates. And this is the filing from the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. Here's another, Robin. I don't know how much this has to do with Trump, but I mean, this is pretty big, right? What did we talk about when Tornado Cash was sanctioned and the developer landed in jail? We said this is going to hurt innovation. People are going to think twice about launching a dApp, a project, anything really in crypto for fears of if someone decides to take it and do something bad with it, that they'll get held liable. And so obviously, if you just look ahead a little bit, use some common sense, you can say, well, it's going to cause some projects that would have launched that might have, revolutionized something to not even get into the space at all. And so I think this is very important. Now there's talks, there's kind of a movement behind, I forget what the developer's name was, but the developer of Tornado Cash, who's currently in jail, to get him a pardon as well. I'm not going to get into that, but interesting. I think this is a net bullish for not just for crypto, but for everything. Like if you create something and someone decides to take that and use it as unless it's created strictly for illegal activities, and it's so obvious, if it's like a marketplace or it's like, hey, send something privately without everyone knowing, and then someone else decides to take it and do something illegal with it, hold those people liable. Don't hold the person who created the marketplace liable.
Why not lock up the person that created the internet? How about that? Like, well, you created the internet. Look what you did.
You see what happened was. Any thoughts on this?
It's pretty bullshit. I do agree that I will say with everything I was mentioning with Trump, I will agree that we are going in the right direction. I am personally just putting my emergency brake up. I'm sitting on the hill, right? I'm just, I'm parked there. I have confidence confidence my car's not going to roll down this hill. But anyways, I still got the emergency brake up. I don't know, man. I have confidence that Donald Trump is going to be progressive. I just have a lot of hesitancy, and I just don't think it's going to be this euphoric, like, come out, take the freaking podium, and then just be like, the U.S. is going to be the best crypto nation ever. We're getting rid of the banks. No more fiat here. It's all digital currency. I think that we're a lot of us are expecting too much, too fast from Donald Trump. But the announcements like that, the release of the sanctions on DeFi protocols is an absolute win. It's a win for free speech as well. I do think that this year, and hopefully within the next few months, we get some clarity on self-custody and that custody through banks, self-custody. I think that's kind of probably where I would like to start, is to say, hey, you know what? Here's the tax implications for self-custody or for selling. Here is your bank. They can do it for you. Someone was asking me yesterday about buying a large amount of Bitcoin for the first time. They're trying to give me a percent to do it for them. And I'm like, is this money illegal? Like, they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, just go buy it. just open up an account, man. Like, all right, if you don't want to do the seed phrase thing, then just go on Robinhood and buy a Bitcoin ETF, and then just you can't lose it there. So there you go. Like, it's very simple and straightforward to own crypto or buy it, but it's not simple and straightforward as far as the tax and banks and things like that. So that's what I want to see. I'm really excited for that.
I see a lot of new names in here. So if you're first time watching, say hello. Also, I saw a username said, "Hey, I stumbled in here, decided to watch." So username, welcome.
Yeah.
To the community.
And then I'm curious on where I know kind of our conversation here going back and forth is the direction of our presidency's stance on crypto and the U.S. moving forward. I want to know, do you think that we have this extremely bullish, pro-crypto, everything's going to be built here in the U.S., Donald Trump is going to take the podium and start talking about Bitcoin and the strategic reserve, and then we're going to go out and we're going to buy, and put a 1 in the chat if you think that, hey, man, this is about to be the craziest next 30 days you've ever seen in your life. Crypto is about to go for a ride. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if we sit here and 2-3 months from now we look back and be like, Donald Trump still hasn't done anything on crypto. There hasn't been an executive order. There's been loose talks. He launched another meme coin. And you know what? Where is executive orders? If you think that's going to happen, put a 2 in the chat. 1 in the chat, progressive, executive orders, they're landing in the next 30 days. 2 in the chat if you think that it's not a priority. It's not going to come till, maybe the back half of the year. A lot of 1s there, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of 1s.
A lot of 1s.
And I want everybody to participate. Every person, put a number in here. Got over 400 viewers. I better see at least 200 numbers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A lot of 2s. Look at that, man. See, I'm not the only one here.
People are just scared, man. It's okay, guys. Don't be scared.
Yeah, there's a lot of 2s.
Yeah, Miguel's gonna
making it sound like I'm like the crazy loony one in the studio with
Who said you're crazy?
You did with your eyeballs. I saw how you looked at me.
How can you see behind these? Anyways, yesterday I talked about, hey, what is Wall Street going to do? Right? Monday, MLK Day, markets are closed. Trump's in office. Tuesday, what's going to happen? Well, we saw what happened. BlackRock. I believe this is their second biggest day ever. $661 million flowed into their ETF. Net total for the day was 802. Bitwise saw outflows. Everything else is pretty null. And then Grayscale's mini Bitcoin ETF, that brought in $136 million. And so Wall Street's excited. They're buying. They believe Trump said he's going to, do. Then you have this. This is Lawrence Fink, CEO of BlackRock. Some argue the most influential man in the world in finance. Listen to what he said at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland.
If you're frightened of your debasement of your currency, or you're frightened of your economic or political stability of your country, you could have an internationally based instrument called Bitcoin that will overcome those local fears. And so I'm a big believer in the utilization of that as an instrument. And so if that becomes true, and you see that it could be a proper hedge against maybe hope security or equities. Yeah. The question is, could you see a 2 or 5% allocation? I was with a sovereign wealth fund during this week, and that was the conversation. Should we have a 2% allocation? Should we have a 5% allocation? If everybody adopted that conversation, But, it would be 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 per Bitcoin.
But does it also?
I'm not promoting it, by the way. So that is not my promotion.
Hey, I'm about to start a YouTube channel. Not financial advice.
Okay, let's talk about my boy went to Walmart and picked up some hair dye. You see that? That's fresh hair dye right there, bro. Anyways, this is the power of having someone like Larry Fink, who is outspoken towards with Bitcoin. He said, I met with a sovereign wealth fund. Guess what? Every large wealth fund, every hedge fund, every single person who's got a substantial amount of money or company wants to speak to Larry Fink.
I think a lot of people don't realize how significant the word sovereign or words wealth fund is. There's hedge fund. That's just a company, right? They investing. Anyways, there's a retirement fund. A sovereign wealth fund is a country. It's a country. It's a department, or it's part of a country's investment, right? So if you're not in the U.S. and you're in Europe, and you say, "Hey, there's a sovereign wealth fund, the U.S. buying oil," that's a sovereign wealth. So for the sovereign wealth fund, basically, Larry Fink is saying, hey, I'm sitting down with countries, and they're talking about buying oil, they're talking about buying gold, and they're talking about how much Bitcoin should we buy. I mean, that's pretty damn huge, bro. And the thing is the fact that he just sits down, loosely talks about a country buying Bitcoin, 2%. I mean, think about that. You're talking about a country saying, okay, we want on our sovereign wealth, on our fund here for commodities, we were going to take 50% oil. Let's do 20% corn. Let's get 10% of, palladium and nickel. Oh, make sure 2% for Bitcoin. It's absolutely huge, man. And I don't know, that for me is the big takeaway. And it's been rumored that these sovereign wealth funds are looking at or buying Bitcoin. It's been rumored, but now, I mean, it pretty much comes right out of the horse's mouth. There you go.
There you go. It's the top 50 sovereign wealth funds in the world. Number 1, Norway, 1.3 trillion. What's 2% of that, Robin? China Investment Corporation, 1.2 trillion. What's 2% of that? You get the idea here, right? And so, yeah,
those are just full-on countries.
It's a lot of money.
Abu Dhabi. We know Abu Dhabi's in talks about buying Bitcoin. Maybe that's who he sat down with.
Qatar,
461
billion. What's 2% of that? $9 billion? $9 billion, and that's just the 9th ranked highest sovereign wealth fund. So you got a man who all the people on this list right here on your screen are reaching out to. They're saying, "Hey, Larry, we know you're you know more about Bitcoin than we do, and you have a product, but something that's interesting us. What do you think we should do?" And the guy that's been on a tour de media talking about how Bitcoin is a hedge against debasement, is a hedge against governments, it needs to be in your portfolio, you need allocation. What do you think that guy's going to say? He's going to say, "You know what? I think a 2% allocation you got to have in your portfolio. It's pretty volatile, but if you just have 2%, yada yada yada, ba 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 ba, then you see one big announcement, followed by another one and another one, and then the snowball starts getting bigger, because guess what? As the trend continues, the sovereign wealth funds on the bottom of this list are going to say, okay, wow, yeah, these guys are buying. This thing is going to go up. Let's get our position now, because if we wait, we might miss out on a 100% gain." And so that is what you're going to start seeing. And yeah, man, I mean, I don't know how much more bullish I can make that sound, but hey, at least, if Rob's right and Donald Trump, doesn't fulfill his promises, at least Larry Fink seems like he's out there really working for us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to give a little love to the chat here. Once again, if you are new here, say hello. We'd love to give you a little shout out. We got Wartime Saints, Ivan with a lot of letters, Mark C, Jeremy, Kenny G, Username, Arsenal, TGG, Winbella, Dominique, Zan, Craig, Ollie, Triangle, Six Sun, New Type, Patrick, G. And then we also got Trav, Josh, Kevin, Sunny, ZYLK, also Pokemon. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Question, did you, and also we got flooded here at the last second. Did you see, speaking of Pokemon, did you see the pandemonium that these people are at Costco?
Oh, with the Pokemon cards? I saw.
Bro, grown-ass men over here
Hey.
fighting in Costco, dropping elbows, lining up prior to the store opening so they can buy Pokemon cards and go resell. You know what? Go buy Bitcoin.
What if they want to buy the Pokemon, sell it, and then buy Bitcoin with the profits?
I doubt.
You know what?
I doubt the people that are camped outside of Costco trying to flip $40 on a Pokemon card.
Hey, they might pull a rare Charizard.
You know,
No,
they're
but listen,
trying
you
to
work all day long, 10-hour shift. People give you sort of crap. Now you want to go to Costco and use the elbow right there. That's why.
You know
I
what?
can't
Dude?
relate with that.
I'm just saying
You're going to
can
get
get
into
a-
Pokemon now.
You can get a rare Charizard, okay?
they're
Could
not
be worth a lot
opening
of
up
money.
those cases. They're reselling the case. As soon as you open it up, it loses its value. So they're buying the case. I think they're like $60 or something, and they're reselling it for like $100 something. Anyways, the sad reality is that all that time there. Yeah, I mean you're not even getting a 2x out of it. You know what I mean? You could have just put that time and effort and money, put it into Bitcoin.
Hey,
You
it's
know,
their
you're gonna
time.
get
They
some
can do
return.
whatever they want.
And you don't need to drop an elbow. You know, all you gotta do is
Why
drop
not?
the finger on the buy on your Coinbase app.
Drop the finger. Drop it real deep.
Let me know. Would you rather have 100 Cardano or a Costco limited edition trading card set? Put a 1 in the chat if you'd rather have 100 Cardano. Put a 2 in the chat if you'd like to have the Pokemon Rare Edition trading card set found at Costco. I want to know where the chat like. Everybody better put a 1 or 2 in here. We're trying to get a little more chat participation. So 100 Cardano, or are you going to go with
That's
the
no
rare
fair.
rare Charizard?
Strictly gambling Charizard.
It's
worth
not
so
fair.
What?
It's worth so much more. Dude, some of those are going for like $500K.
Those are the original first edition ones.
I'm saying you said a
came
rare.
out.
You said rare.
I said the box sets are rare.
100 Cardano is $100. I'll take the Charizards and I'll sell them, and then I'll buy.
It's like the Costco. What is the Costco retail price
What are we
of
doing right now?
Pokemon?
But doesn't make sense because we are not a Pokemon channel.
Yeah.
Probably if you go the same thing in a Pokemon channel, it's gonna say the opposite. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, like the channel, of course, is gonna say crypto. Look,
What's the retail price on
Look
this
what he's
thing?
doing. Look
Anyways,
look at what he's doing.
Look at the crypto markets here.
Hold on, man. I
No,
need to know.
He's gonna log in the Costco.
Are you
Hold on,
serious?
let me get out.
Hold on, man.
Hold on.
You're giving away my damn my login
it's
information here, man.
Yeah, hold on.
Anyways,
Anyway.
well, I'm trying to figure out what is the what's the
A lot of money. Yeah, more than 100
Yeah,
Cardano.
let's move on in the meantime. Let's say something else.
they're reselling for. Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Rob, what is crypto reselling for? What are the markets looking like? I think that's
Doesn't matter. Who cares about it?
still on the Pokemon, huh?
It's
still on the Pokemon.
He's still on the Pokemon. You won't believe it.
All right.
It's still over there.
Oh yeah, I'm doing some deep searching here, man. I want to know what's got more value. Cardano, 100 of them.
Let it go.
All right, so Bitcoin, $104,500. Hasn't moved much in the last couple days, but you have on the week here, still above that 100K mark. I think everyone is just still waiting on that big announcement from Donald Trump in the executive office, yet to be seen. But we do have some winners today. We got WorldCoin, Radium, Fartcoin, all up, but a lot down today. So you go down the list of projects that are down. You got Jupiter down 8%. ICP, you know, I sat back, you know, we're big on ICP here. And this is probably the last time you're going to be able to get ICP under $10. And it hasn't been here much. You're going to go back on the 1 year. And during this long lull, it was at $8. And well, it rallied up to 15. And well, it's back under $10. And I wholeheartedly believe this is the last time you're going to be able to buy ICP under $10. Now, could it be here for 3 weeks? Maybe. Will it be here for 3 months under $10? No, I don't think so. What do you think the time window is for ICP under $10, David?
Under $10?
How long will this price be under $10?
So you look previously. How long was it under $10?
And remember, when it was under $10 for this earlier this year, that was before the big breakout that we saw where Donald Trump got announced as the winner, won the election. From there, it broke out, right? But prior to that, Bitcoin had consolidated and was around $60,000 for eternity. And we did see a sub $10 ICP. But ever since then, we've almost seen a 2X out of Bitcoin. And we saw a breakout for ICP, and it's back under $10. And so, we're big fans of ICP here. And I think this is the last time. What if you had to put a time window on this under $10? How long do you think it's going to be here?
So Caffeine just did a demo, right? Caffeine AI. A lot of people have been waiting for that. So I think it's going to create some buzz. AI, the buzz is continuing. And so I don't know. I mean, here, just look at the weekly chart, right? I mean, it's just lower lows, lower highs. It kind of looks like here, I'll just throw this line on here. This is on the daily, by the way. This $9.25 region seems like a pretty good support level. I mean, you just zoom out, you see this was back on August of last year, resistance. September of this last year, resistance. We broke above it briefly and came right back down, came back to retest, failed in November of last year. Broke above, came back to retest, and we actually held. That was back towards the end of November. And then we had a couple of wicks down to this $9.25 area. Once back on December 20th of last year, and then more recently, outside of today or this week, was Monday the 13th. And so this has been a key level. And if I throw on, you can even tell with the volume here, there's a lot happening in this area. And so I think we get a bounce off of this $9 region, honestly. I mean, even if you just go down and take the full wick, $8.85, I think that's you know what, actually? You know what? Let's do this. Because I think that, go ahead and look at the rest of the markets, Rob. I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to put a trade in right now.
All right, go. All right, so taking a look back at what is down today. And so, you have the Trump down on the 24 hours, 7%, but it's still up a 5X here. We won't go into that one, but you also have Thorchain, Algorand down 6%, Doge down 6%. Pretty bullish on Doge. So I think Doge is something we're going to see get around that dollar mark within the next, 90 days. Honestly, man, I'm about as bullish as it can be when it comes to Doge. And then taking a look at the top cryptos here, Ethereum is just flat, and this thing just refuses to do anything. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's about as sideways as it comes, man.
All right, sorry, before we move off from ICP. So, all right, I just put in a trade. 6X long position. Let's put that back up there. 6X long position on ICP. Entry 924. And so, even if it gets down to that $8.85 on lower end, my liquidation is way under, so we're good. But just looking at the chart, you can see there's a ton of support and a ton of volume at this area, and so I expect this to be a winning trade. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I want to show.
All right. That's all I got. Ethereum sideways, Bitcoin. We're waiting on Donald Trump, and ICP is down, but not down and out though.
A couple of the ones I want to talk about. So we talked about ICP. Take a look at Caspa, okay? $13.31.
$13?
Sorry, I'm forecasting here.
Ah.
13.31 cents. Sound like you. Every time we talk about Ethereum, you say $20,000 Ethereum. Anyways, Caspa at 13.5 cents. What are your thoughts on where it is? I know a lot of the people, a lot of the community, it seems like they're kind of growing. I don't want to say tired, but they're just like, can you do something? What would be your advice to those people?
My advice is I am extremely bullish on Caspa long term. But with that said, I mean, it's smart contracts. When is the smart contracts going live? It's like, I know there's no announcement as far as the date, but it should be around the corner, right? It's supposed to be like Q1.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
So, you should see a rally in price off of that when that goes live. I mean, but I put Caspa in a very similar situation as Cardano last bull market, and where, hey, the smart contracts weren't really live at the start of the bull market. Then they came live on the back end, and then we saw Cardano hit its all-time highs. And so I think the same can be said for Caspa. It has had a very strong performance. I do think that $1 is going to be tough at this point. Because it doesn't have the dApps, it doesn't have the ecosystem, it doesn't have the smart contracts, and when those come online, the transactions will be there, the capabilities will be there. We're not dismissing the technology at all, but you do have to have the users and the infrastructure and the dApps, and you need to have a lot of money and liquidity moving around. You got to have a stable coin. You got to, there's a lot that goes into it. So simply processing a lot of transactions. That's needed, but what else is needed is to have the framework. And so with that said, I think the project is grossly undervalued, and I think there's a lot of money to be made there. Well, with that said, I would not in any stretch of the imagination be all in on Caspa and Caspa only, because you know what? The marketplace isn't there. The ecosystem isn't there just yet. And if there's delays, which is a common thing in our space, if all of a sudden it's 8 months from now and the smart contracts haven't went live and Caspa's still just a token that, transfers value back and forth with some tokens on there, okay. I mean, that's it's not like it's failed, but you've also probably lost out on a lot of other bull market opportunities. And so for me, Caspa has a nice, healthy position in my portfolio. And then also, I have a lot of other big plays going on as well. And you know what? I got no problem putting more money into Caspa when that ecosystem starts to be built out. And so at this moment, I'm just kind of pausing, just kind of waiting. I think it's a great time to buy if you want to, kind of just, layer more into your long-term position. But I got no problem kind of sitting on the sidelines and like, heck, well, when we get these smart contracts, when we gonna get the dApps, and then once I see people onboarding and those things being built, then I'll probably increase my position from where it is now.
I'll put it to you this way: I'll put Caspa in the Cardano kind of conversation, right? What do I always say about Cardano? If you're looking for quick money, a quick 5, 10x, sure, you can get it. But if that's what you're in a coin for and you don't have patience, get out of it. Sell your Caspa, sell your Cardano. If you believe in some long-term and you're willing to be patient and to be rewarded for that patience, then Caspa is great. Just don't expect it to rally and have the level of volatility that some of these other projects do in the short term. That's just not what they do. They don't care about the price. They don't give a shit. They're building out something. They have a vision. It's like Cardano, got a vision. This is what we want to do. We know it's going to take time. We're willing to spend the time, the resources, and the money. That's what Caspa's doing. And so if you don't have the patience for that, then sell it. It's fine. There's other stuff you can make money on, but you'll probably lose a lot of money on there too. So you can have both. You can have your Caspa bag for your long term. You can also have a bag of money or stable coins or other higher risk projects that you want to get those 2, 3, 4X's in a shorter period of time. You can do that as well. And to get some of those, join our Patreon.
I just know our community all too well, right? And look at the comments, and it's not any shot against any one project. I would say the same thing if you told me like, hey man, I'm all in on Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. That's the only thing I'm buying. I'd be like, well, why are you watching our show? just keep buying and just leave it alone. Same thing with Caspa. Same thing with ICP. Same thing with Ethereum, Cardano, whatever it is. If you're just buying one thing and nothing else, then don't even bother watching YouTube channels on crypto. Don't even bother doing research. Just make your play, make your conviction, and leave it at that, right? Because if you're over here trying to like convince everyone that you should only own one asset and that's it, and then like just go do that on your own, bro. Honestly, like I don't know, man. It's like if I pay to go to the side of an amusement park, I'm gonna ride a lot of different rides, right? I'm not going there for one roller coaster. I'm not gonna get off that ride and then get back in the line, and then get off that ride, get back in the line, and then yell at anybody else that goes on a different roller coaster. What are you doing? Magic Mountain, bro. Like it's the only ride you need, bro. Like, you know what? Go enjoy the whole amusement park. And if you are playing here in crypto land, go enjoy it, man. There's a lot of cool stuff being built here.
I also want to talk a little bit about AVAX, as it was on your thumbnail. So this was posted by MasterCard. Look at this, Rob. With the advent of Avalanche L1s, distinguished under the new name Evergreen, we believe institutions have been able to benefit from the best of both worlds. These blockchains allow institutions to customize an array of features, including user, smart contract deployer, validator permission, gas payment methods, and functionality, as well as transaction throughput and block time. Although blockchains such as Ethereum offer a highly decentralized network and an open source platform where transactions require payments of considerably high gas fees, these attributes may not align with the preferences of large institutions and regulators. Institutions might prioritize things like transaction and settlement speed, data throughput, and transaction privacy, all of which can be enabled by custom enterprise blockchains such as Evergreen L1s. At the same time, other Avalanche L1s can be made to be fully public and permissionless and everything in between. They also offer native interoperability among them without the reliance on third-party bridges and additional trust assumptions. This, in turn, allows builders to leverage native assets and integrations, users and liquidity, and broader ecosystem innovations. That is the second largest payment, what is it called? Network or facilitator in the world, Robin. And that's what they had to say about Avalanche. What is that? What do you think?
You know, as you were reading this, I had to check my bank account because I don't know if you missed it, but Rocco probably saw me. I was over here on my phone checking my bank account.
I was trying to, I missed it. I would never share your information. You know?
Yeah. You shared my my Costco login. Thank you, appreciate that. But anyways, I was over here checking. I have an absurd, stupid amount of money. I have pulled aside for my Avalanche buy, and so it's not cleared my bank account yet. But my God, I'm telling you, I put my money where my mouth is, man. I'm putting a glorious multi-digit position on Avalanche, and it's
a few billions, just peanuts.
It's definitely going to be my largest spot buy. I'm not even DCAing, bro. I'm just going to straight pull the trigger on.
Full DJ on that.
Let me guess. You're going to wait for $33 and then...
No. I'm just waiting for that thing to clear my bank account. And at this point, whatever the price is when that does, pulling the trigger, bro. I'm about as bullish as it comes on Avalanche, man. I don't know how else to tell y'all. The gun marketplace, gun token's going to go live soon. It's right around the corner. They don't have any like particular announcements as far as like this day. Q1 of 2025 is when it's supposed to go live. And video games are only at the top of their off the grid is the game I'm talking about. They're only at their dominance for short windows. So developers really want to, maximize the early interest. And so I think it's then probably in the next 30 days that's gonna go live. And that's just pure speculation. But when that does, you're gonna see an insane amount of price action on Avalanche. I'm about as bullish as it comes, bro. That said, I did get a lot of super chats here just to kind of go down the list. We got Kenny G. He said, I'm offended. Rob thinks I'm new. You know, you added a lot of
Well, because he couldn't chat in the channel.
It wasn't.
He was blocked.
It wasn't just regular Kenny G. He added like a bunch of stuff on the back end.
No, but it was
That
his
a new-
original was Bullish Kenny G.
Ah,
You remember Bullish Kenny
yeah,
G?
yeah. And now we also got Triangle talking about Caffeine AI, which we discussed, and then Charles as well. And then also a big shout out to Crypto Pitbull. He has been a member for 30 months.
What's your favorite kind of dog breed?
Your favorite dog?
Dog breed.
You know
look
what?
like a Chihuahua
It's
kinda
my
guy.
it's my my personal breed that I own is Chihuahua Dachshund.
How did I know? How did I
You know, it's a hot dog Chihuahua. You know, it's a Chiweenie or
just love
Wiener
those
Wiener
wieners, huh?
Wawa.
You love the wieners, don't you?
Wiener Wawa. Yeah.
Not just on July 4th either.
My dog's got a flat back, man. I could put a that's like a walking drink coaster, man. You know, just
Your public
actually the other day
your public commentary on animals is a little suspect. Here.
Beer. Last time he was giving a beer. I think.
what man?
Beer.
Man's
Yeah, I
best
remember.
friend. Man need a beer, you know, or
Not a
whatever it is.
man's slave.
Oh, he doesn't need a beer.
You know, the other day I took my bird Larry and
At the bar.
and I put him on my dog's back because my dog's back is flat as a
Yeah,
board.
you
I'm
said
telling you.
Usually, yes, it's normal.
Yeah, and anyways, my dog was walking around and my bird was sitting on the back. just
Didn't you say
going
you
around
fed,
like riding a horse, you know?
Didn't you say you fed your bird?
I do feed my bird chicken. Yeah.
Which is a bird.
Okay, mammals eat mammals, birds eat birds. Like, what's the problem here?
You drink cow milk, so technically.
That'll do it for the show today. Thank you all so much for watching. Guys, if you haven't joined our Patreon, join our Patreon. A lot of exciting stuff happening in there. We're 18 away from unlocking a new channel, a new server in our Patreon. So be one of the first 50. You'll get a special role in our Discord. And if you don't want to join Patreon, join our Discord. A lot of great conversation in there. A lot of great stuff. Highly recommended. And then go follow us on X. All the different links and everything is going to be in the description of this video. I said been seeing a lot of comments about the almanac. I did speak with the team at LVLCS this morning, and they told me that they'll be shipping them out this weekend. And so if you ordered one, watch in your email inbox. You'll get an email with a tracking number telling you exactly where it is. So that's coming. Also, we will be drawing for who gets the golden almanac with 1,000 ADA. And so we'll be doing that soon as well. So make sure to watch the show and subscribe because we'll be doing that. We'll be, revealing more information here on the show. We also have a Hedera video coming to you in about 35, 40 minutes. So if you're a fan of Hedera, a lot of exciting stuff happening in that ecosystem. Make sure to watch that video. And that's all I got. Rocco. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. Make sure to come back tomorrow as we will be streaming live here on YouTube and on Rumble. Until then, you guys, love you.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the whale members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya. City.